And now some words from our sponsor that you don't understand and I can't pronounce. Flap, pustule, jowls, nugget, gurgle, smear, curd, bulbous, bulbous, bulbous. What is it?
It's bulbous.
Bulbous. Tender, dongle, pork, and moist. Whether you're a construction worker, warehouse worker, or, frankly, a radio host, if you hear certain words on the job site, work can be uncomfortable. So, at least get work gear that's comfortable. Timberland Pro work shirts, pants, and boots, head to toe. Timberland Pro, not uncomfortable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Carl Tart.
I'm Jackie's Neal.
And I'm Edgar Mobley's here.
And we are the host of a new show called Culture Kings on How Stuff Works. We cover a whole range of topics on this show, but one of the things that we talk about the most is sports because we love them. Jackie, what's the sports opinion you have?
The Cubs are the best team of all time.
That's ridiculous. Edgar?
Kevin Durant is the greatest player of all time.
Nonsense. My favorite basketball player is LeBron James. He's the king of the world, and we'll get into that on Culture Kings. Download it wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere. Just listen to it, damn it.
Isn't this as close to music comes to consensus on the worst song ever made?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I like this song.
But I'm pretty sure that if you ask people the worst rock and roll song ever made, I think isn't what is it? Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship? Aren't they ashamed of the song?
It was a big hit. I mean, it was a huge hit. Trivia question: it was written by Bernie Taupin, Elton John's longtime lyricist. One of his few hits for someone other than Elton John. You're right, it's got a bad reputation.
Well, this is the only song I think of when I think of everyone hates this song and says that it is the worst rock and roll. Why'd you start with this, Mike?
It's a good song, that's why.
I don't mind it.
Get you moving in the morning.
By the way, we won't fine you. Even though you said Jefferson Airplane initially, then you said Jefferson Starship. Technically, it's Starship, but it's a continuation of Jefferson Starship.
It's pretty close to a fine for you. As you're sitting here telling me I'm not fine, you're walking right up to the edge of a fine.
Didn't know that off the top of my head. Had to Google, had to protect the fines, but I knew something was up.
So that was still Grace Slick, right? She was still the vocalist on that, I think.
Oh, look at that. We found Greg Cote's wheelhouse, finally, after all these years. he wants to get in there. He doesn't care when he talks. He's just Grace Slick.
I'll do a whole show on music.
Grace Slick was a member.
Mike, can we sink into this for a second and just see how bad this will be? Greg Cote just said he could do a whole show on music. I would like us all to leave and just give him the remainder of the segment to just talk music, because I assure you there will be nothing after 1980 in what he's talking about.
Right. Do you think you can get through an entire show? Do you think you can get through an entire segment?
Let's do a soft opening.
Leave. A soft opening?
Yeah,
okay.
Just give him a segment.
Okay. No, but I wasn't saying the whole show. I'm saying let's all leave for the remainder of this segment.
No.
I just want to tell you, I have the definitive list of the 25 worst songs, rock songs in music history, and Starship, We Built This City, is number 4.
Number 4? Okay, wait a minute.
On that
Hold on to that, because we will get there in a second. But first, I really do think, Mike, that this can be entertaining and awful for the audience. One of the things that is missed most around here is Greg Cote calling in from somewhere and us leaving him hanging on the line where he doesn't know if we're there or not anymore, and what he will do in those silences, which sometimes will be to sing "Row, row, row your boat"
that's a classic. The problem is that requires 2-part harmony.
But what I'm saying is, if we could just leave now and just let Cody thinks he could do a whole show on music. I want to just see what it sounds like for him to do 8 minutes by himself.
I'm with you, but before we leave, can we make that a poll question? Is "Row, row, row your boat" a classic?
Yes, go ahead and put that on the poll. At Levitard.
By the way, you have officially called my bluff. I cannot do a whole show.
No, we're going to leave now.
Music.
No, we are.
Can you do a segment?
Well, if you don't mind my going chronological.
No, that's fine. Look, Mike, yes or no, you like the idea of Cody doing a segment, sort of the history of music, according to Greg Cote.
Right. My history of music.
Right. Greg Cote's history of music, because it's going to be dreadful.
I love this idea, and I don't think it's going to be dreadful. I think it's going to be great.
Thank you.
All right, let's leave now then.
Okay. All right. I've had it.
Can I start singing Rover before you get out the studio?
You have 8 minutes of solo time. This is a bad radio solo you're about to do.
Right.
A bad sports radio. Okay. It's like a guitar riff.
Not exactly clapped in.
It's a drum solo.
Right.
A drum solo. an extended drum solo. Well, let me start by saying this. Music has been a huge part of my life since I can recall. The first song I remember, I think I was like 6 years old, little Eva singing Locomotion. And when that came on the radio in Lawrence, Massachusetts, where I was visiting relatives, it just struck me. It mesmerized me. It was a different sound. It was the Phil Spector's Wall of Sound, I believe, and the sonic quality to that sound was just something that just slapped me on the face. Because the sounds in my ear prior to that were my parents' sounds. Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, maybe a little bit of Elvis, but Little Eva and the Locomotion was a song that really caught me. And I've grown up just appreciating how lucky I am to have grown up in what I think is the golden age of music. The Beach Boys, Chuck Berry, all of the Jerry Lee Lewis, all of the founding fathers of rock and roll. Fats Domino, of course, I used to love. And that was the soundtrack for me. And my musical taste can't be defined. And I think a lot of you probably feel the same way. Just like you don't follow one team or one sport, there's no one kind of music that defines my taste. I'm all over the map. Some of my earliest influences were reggae music. I remember seeing Jimmy Cliff at the University of Cincinnati on a Dolphins road trip. This had to be in the mid-'80s, and he was playing a small dive bar on campus. Peter Tosh is a big influence to me. Some of the rebel music, some of the protest songs that were sung by reggae artists, Marley, of course, are pertinent today. Peter Tosh had a song, I think in the mid-'80s, called Equal Rights. It could be a soundtrack for the whole Kaepernick thing. If you go look up that song, the lyrics are simply profound. And so I'm all over the map. I love pop. I love reggae. Just about the only music I don't love is classical and jazz. But otherwise, I like all sorts of rock, hard rock. I love new wave. When I was of that age, I used to love the Cars. But music has been a profound influence for me, and I'm just about out of material, so we're gonna start going, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Here's where we need that second part harmony to come in. You know how row, row, row your boat goes, right? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, merrily, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, merrily, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, merrily, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Life is but a dream.
Well, yeah. All right, now it's still.
Greg!
You got 5 minutes?
5 more minutes!
You're kidding.
Greg.
All that talking was only like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
For the love of God.
You're talking and singing. 5 more minutes!
I don't have any material. I could call up and read my latest column.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Merrily,
Merrily, life is but a dream. Oh, I have no internet connection. What? That would probably kill 2 minutes. Merrily, life is but a dream. I found this interesting. I could start singing all my greatest hits. I could start singing the Ballad of 1440,
do that.
which is available on my Twitter feed.
Do that.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
Did he find the column?
You want us to review the column?
No, we'll.
As opposed to the silence?
Little star or something.
Well, I mean, I could read it, but
Do you know any other classics from the American Songbook?
Yeah, what do you need?
Anything but silence.
Little Miss Muffet.
No, I don't know that song.
Oh, man.
Three Blind Mice?
Oh, 3 Blind Mice.
No,
I
don't.
can read Cody's column if anyone
Yes.
would like.
I don't know that. No.
I can from back here at Guillermo's chair. I can. But you guys got to sing, right? You guys are going to sing.
Okay, yes.
You're going to sing while you read the column?
The headline is, "He never fell out of love with coaching, and he's back after 21 years. His name is Shula."
That's a dramatic
So that's
headline,
just
man.
clickbait. He just threw the name Shula up there because
you
he
have
just wants
to.
you to click because he's clinging to the last straws of Miami Herald journalism relevance. Use that Shula name. Squeeze all you can out of it, Cody. So the column begins thusly. The phone rang in a small office in a small town along the Connecticut River, a town bisected by the Appalachian Trail. It was 35 degrees in Hanover, New Hampshire on Monday, a snowball's throw from the Vermont border. The voice at the other end of the line was familiar. Quote, "It's kind of like planets getting back in alignment," David Shula said. "That's the way it feels to me." Don Shula's eldest son will be 59 next month. It is an age when most men are plotting their retirement. It is the age when this man is getting back to what he loves.
Nice.
The Dartmouth,
Harmony, everybody.
the Dartmouth College football staff has a brand new wide receivers coach. As spring practice is set to begin at the Ivy League school, it will be Dave Shula's first time coaching in more than 20 years. Since the Cincinnati Bengals unceremoniously fired him in the middle of the 1996 NFL season. Hey, Jobs, Marvin Lewis has managed to keep all these years since without ever winning anything that mattered. All the time since David Shula was unceremoniously fired, the next guy got to keep the job forever without ever winning anything.
He's going off track.
That was all a parenthetical aside by me, bitter.
Script.
His football resume is upside down. After 10 seasons as an NFL assistant coach, including 7 with his father's Dolphins from 1982 to 1988, and then another 4.5 years as Bengals head coach, Shula is a first-time college coach. The heir to his father's record-setting coaching genes, but also the weight of his shadow, Dave never quit on football or the NFL back in 1996. The NFL, it can be said, quit on him. Quote, "My mindset was always to continue," he says. Man, those Schulers are bad quotes 20 years later, too, Cody. Good God, he gave you nothing.
Hi, everyone. Stugotz here. Support for the Dan Le Batard Show podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, and your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Stugotz, STUGOTZ, equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Dan Le Batard.
My mom, first visit, worried about her son, comes in the Worcester, which is the armpit of America. And within 5 minutes, a SWAT team rolls up. We think it's for my house. It's for the house next door. It's a crack house, and my mom wanted to bring me home.
A what team?
SWAT team. Is that what you call it? Squad team? I don't know.
Stugotz.
They had big guns.
Wait a minute.
And a lot of armor.
You think that the team that storms into your house and knocks over the door wearing uniforms as law enforcement, you have thought all your life that that's a SWAT team?
They squatted.
The people in the house.
The people in the house were squatting.
No, they came in with like guns blazing and they had their armor on and they all like got in the shooting position and they were squatting.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
So last week, Greg Cote of the Miami Herald was in here, and we begged for clicks on the internet, the World Wide Web. We asked the international audience to please click on Greg Cote's column. and have it on the page. Greg Cote, I asked him several times last week, how did Clickathon go? He never answered, never got me an answer. And here he is back again today writing David Shula columns and asking you to click on those as well, even though he won't get you the metrics for what you've done and really will show you no gratitude. He will just keep asking for more at every turn.
Well, I have gratitude for anyone who reads me, who cares to read what I write. I don't particularly have gratitude for people who just gratuitously click on the column without reading it. That's a little bit insulting.
Okay, see, this is what happens with him, though. Mike, you understand.
I mean, come on.
You understand what's happening here. He doesn't
serious.
want merely the clicks. He wants the clicks, and he demands that you read it. And it's what I'm talking about. After that, he'll demand to come to your house and that you cook him something. Like, he will keep asking for the next thing. He will keep requesting the next thing, never satisfied with the thing before it.
No.
Well, Greg, I'm telling you, I just retweeted your column, and I wrote clicks for Cote.
Thank you.
So you're mad at me because I'm going to click on this column. I am telling you right now, I'm not reading the column.
Okay. A click with no read is better than no click at all.
Guillermo, help me understand something. As a man of a certain age, I mean, I love Greg Cote. Everyone knows this. Greg Cote is a journalist I respect, a man I respect, a friend I love. Guillermo, David Shula, you want to read about him? Just yes or no?
No. He's like the third Shula maybe I'd want to read about. Maybe.
I mean, and furthermore, David Shula did not help you because those quotes stunk.
Yeah,
he gave you nothing.
The column did not fly on the wing of great quotes. I will admit that. But you know, I write things that interest me in hope that they will then interest the reader. In this case, just to set the framework, because a lot of listeners don't even know who the heck Dave Shula is, Don's eldest son. He flamed out in the NFL.
The third most interesting Shula, according to Guillermo.
Well, I think he's very interesting, and the reason that is that he flamed out of the NFL in '96. He was a big, colossal failure. Had a record of 19-52, 50 losses quicker than any coach in history. 268 career winning percentage, the worst in history for any coach who lasted that many games. So he was a monumental failure in the NFL. He fell off the face of the earth professionally for 21 years, and now all of a sudden he has quietly gone back to coaching with his alma mater, Dartmouth. To me, that's an interesting story. It may not be interesting to most people, but it was interesting enough for me to reach out to him and speak to him and write his journey.
You meant Dartmouth, or did
I say? What did I say?
That's okay. Dartworth.
Yeah,
that's a fun.
Dartmouth.
Let's talk about this Whiteside situation. I want to know where everyone is on this because I've told you before, the Heat don't love any of this social media stuff. They don't love, I don't even know how someone with personality, a Joel Embiid, or who else is a young player who fiddles around on the internet. I don't know how that player would go over in Miami with these culture things that Mike likes that suppress millennial behavior and really suppress youth, because Spoelstra and Riley are now old guard. Mm-hmm. Both of them, right? Spoelstra used to be the young coach, but now they are the old guard, and the old guard for culture is not Whiteside.
No. That's interesting with Spo. The second you get married and have a child, you become the old guard.
No,
that's the truth.
No,
it is.
But that's just where we are.
Put that on the poll.
Okay, Guillermo, put it on the poll. Once you have a marriage and a child, do you immediately become the old guard? Good question.
Eric Spoelstra did speak with reporters yesterday, and this is what he had to say on the Whiteside comments.
It's poor timing, poor judgment on his part, but it's not the first time a player has gone through frustration right after the game. That's why I've always said, after the game, guys should just take a shower, cool off, maybe do a little bit of media, and then really have a better coherent response to whatever happened during the course of the game the next day.
Totally reasonable and boring, because you're the old guard.
Better quote than Dave Shula, though.
Barely. Those David Shula quotes, I can't wait to read the rest of them in the column if those first two zingers were anything.
There were very few quotes in that column, believe me.
My father loves doing impersonations. Can we call him real quick? let's just call my father.
He's got a David Shula impersonation?
He's got a Spolstra impersonation.
Oh, okay, good.
He's got a Spolstra. My father loves to do a Spolstra.
Let's see if Spo tops Shula with this.
You guys want to, throw a few eggs at my car after the game or TP my house. That's actually a better way to deal with it than speaking to all of you about their frustrations.
Thanks, Dad.
That's a good quote.
And also, old guard. Yes. Also, TP my house and throw eggs at my house, but don't go to the media is the slogan for the old guard.
Egg my car.
TP my house.
Could you imagine that story? Hassan Whiteside caught after the game egging Eric Spoelstra's car.
I'd believe it.
No, yes, A, I'd believe it, and B, I would love to have the first interview with Spoelstra after that. Well, you said you'd be okay with him doing it that way.
He has to do it now, right?
Right, please. Or we have to do it on his behalf. Let's sign things, the way those...
What are we signing?
Those
like a waiver or something?
No, I want to have signs like those cows in the chicken commercials. I want to have signs on the lawn that make it clear that it's Whiteside trying to disguise that he's Whiteside.
Hell are you talking about?
Do you not understand what I'm saying? I think everyone understands.
When I say, what the hell are you talking about, it means I don't.
Does no one understand what I'm talking
Chick-fil-A.
about? Did I not say Chick-fil-A?
No, you said those cows in the chicken commercials.
Chicken commercial.
Old guard.
Without a kid.
Or a wife.
Rare feat.
Let's call my father here and just get his opinion on his impersonation of Eric Spoelstra. I'm gonna tell him this time that he's on the air.
New twist.
Yeah. No, that's a bad sign. All right, we'll check back in with him later.
How many rings before you know he's not going to answer? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes, about 5 or 6 rings before, fear grips me totally and I worry that he's gone. It's a terrible thing to live with.
It really is. Are you nervous right now?
Well, every time he gets in a car, I'm nervous. I can't get the car away from him. This has been a total family issue.
Is he a bad driver?
I mean, he's just a 74-year-old driver.
Once again, 2 straight weeks, proof positive that we don't pre-tape those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people, keep thinking and have thought for years that we tape those. We'll call him back. But yes, no, I'm worried about this. What do I do about this? Honest to God, what am I supposed to do that the last time I was in a car with my father on the highway, I got legitimately scared for myself and for him.
Right. Well, you should be driving anytime it's...
No. He's not so good with that.
He's not?
Older guard.
Yeah. Oldest guard.
I got this, Danny. I got this.
Oldest guard. Right. Oldest guard. Never mind getting him to a driver. It ain't even my steering wheel if I need a ride.
Have you voiced your concerns to him at all? Or?
Oh, those don't go well.
Right.
In fact, I should bring that up, Mike, in the conversation when we get a hold of him. I'm like, Dad, I'm going to get you a driver. And you know what? Let's not tell him that he's taped. Or that he's on air, rather. Let's not tell him.
You want to try live one more time?
Yeah, let's try live. But you got to remind me to do both those things.
I think you just got to, moving forward, you got to let the man drive and just hold on for dear life. That's it.
Is that the solution?
I think so, yeah. Consult it.
Well, what age? What is the age where?
I mean, 74 is not. You're talking to an old guy, granted, but 74 is not that old. I mean, it's not like he's 94.
Right. Pretty sharp guy. Now I'm nervous.
Right? Well, the thing with the car, though, I asked the audience, because I know I've talked at our events and stuff with people who have old Cuban dads. I can't get my dad off the heat, man. I can't pull him back off of Spoelstra and Wade and yelling at me, and I'm like, I'll call the heat right now, Dad, you tell him. And he's like, I will. And so I'm like, Your dad's a simple man, is he not? Would you define him as a simple man? Simple pleasures, right?
Yes. Well, that's one of the things later in his life that gives him, on a daily basis, it gives him pleasure. Yep. Allow him to have his pleasure,
He's
man.
Passionate about the heat.
Yes.
Let him have it.
I can hear you. I got
All right, Poppy, hold on a minute there. Did we wake you up? I'm sorry, Poppy. Did we wake you up?
No. I was someplace else when the telephone rang. What do you need?
Okay, no, the guys here, I told them on the radio show, I told everybody here that you do a Spoelstra impersonation, that you do an impersonation of the press conference after the game, and I just thought you might do that for the people here right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't play to our identity. We got a little bit slack on the offensive end, but that will be no problem because now we're going to look at the video. We're going to study it. We're going to discuss it among ourselves, and we're going to move on.
That's very good. That's very good. Do you have any? You have any?
That's it. We have our identity. That's it. What's
right.
Our identity? We didn't play to our identity. That's all.
All right. We're going to let you go now, Poppy. But real quick, I want to get you a driver. Okay? Can we get you a professional driver so that you don't have to drive anymore?
What do you mean? Well, you want to get me a driver? I want my own freedom. I can drive around. I don't need a driver. What you want to give me a driver for, man? I still can produce. I can drive. I can hustle. You know what I mean?
Yes. You tell him, Poppy.
Producing it.
That's right.
All right, Poppy. I love you.
Oh, all right. Take care. Bye.
All right, he won't say I love him.
I love so much when I tell him I love him and he doesn't say it back. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
Winning at sports and at sports broadcasting means changing things up. Just like La Quinta Inns and Suites is changing up their look. A renovated lobby that's so contemporary it even makes Golick look cool. Yes, it does. And a totally updated fitness center that even has Wingo feeling like a workout. I'm ripped. Plus plenty of comfortable spaces to hang out. Yep, this La Quinta look definitely has a vibe of victory. So you can just relax, refresh, and get ready for your next big meeting. Prepare to win at business with La Quinta Inns and Suites. Book now at LQ.com.
Don Batard.
Texter writes in, the show used to be better, and that's all on you, Dan. Yeah, it probably is. Getting old, less interested. I'm approaching 50. It's hard to stay popular with you young people.
Stugotz.
I mean, eventually, I'm going to be the old thing. The game has passed me by. The sports radio game has passed me by. Eventually. Not yet, though, bitches.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
Greg Cote of the Miami Herald in with us all show today. Allison was coming around here saying, Billy, do you want to do this? Allison was saying we have a chance to, as a show, do that American Ninja Warrior course as a show, that they're bringing it down here to South Florida. And is it this weekend, Allison, or what weekend is it that we could do this course? Guillermo, do you want to do it?
Oh, my God. I'm so excited about this, Dan. Dan, you don't know this. I love Ninja Warrior. I used to watch it when it was just in Japan, and it was on this channel called G4, and it was called, like, Sasuke or something like that. And there was this guy, Makoto Nagano, and he was, like, this Japanese fisherman, and he was there every year. And the poor guy never got to win until eventually, spoiler alert, he did win. Oh, what a moment when Makoto Nagano won Ninja Warrior in Japan. It was so great. And then they moved it here. And I was watching it, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'd be really good at this course, because I would watch it, when I was young and dumb, and I was, like athletic, and I was a star pole vaulter back in my day. And I was watching it, and I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this because I'm bigger than a lot of these people that are competing, so I feel like that would help me. No. It would be a detriment in this course, Dan, because I'd be weighing a lot more. So, like, on some of the things where, like, reach would be an advantage, my weight would be a disadvantage. So I'm excited about this. And there's a couple of other people that might be in town to participate in this with us. Namely, Dominique Foxworth might be here. Amin Al-Hassan might be here. And Amin, by the way...
Even if he's not, he'll fly in for it.
Amin's very excited about this. He claims that he watches this regularly, and he knows the way to beat the different obstacles.
Of course he does.
Now we have to do it. Now
Amin's lost all credibility on anything athletic, has he not?
Hold on. Let's think about this for a second, because now this is actually something that we could do that would be physically funny comedy. Because it'd be not unlike the races that we've tried out here on the street. It would be me and Greg Cote bringing up the rear, thinking that we're better than we are. And just some people are going to surprise you. Like, next thing you know, you look up and Allison's on the 7th stage of American Ninja Warrior after all of us are wet, in a pool of water.
I don't think anyone is going to do well on this course if we actually do it, but I feel like, and I don't know what they're actually offering to us, but I feel like we should try everything. Even if we're losing in like the first thing, we should try to do each and every obstacle that they have. And by the way, Dan, I've been watching this show called Ultimate Beastmaster on Netflix, which is like an American Ninja Warrior ripoff, except Sylvester Stallone is like the producer of it for some reason. And it's like a dragon-themed thing, whatever. Long story short, I learned that the best way to save your arm strength, there's techniques here, Dan. So, like, you want to have an L shape in your arm if you want to preserve some of your upper body strength. That I learned on Ninja Warrior. Now, what did what's it called? Ultimate Beastmaster, what did that teach me? There's something that rock climbers use called the figure 4 technique, where they basically toss themselves upside down and hook their leg around their arm, and somehow this preserves your arm strength. It seems like a terrible idea, but it gives these people a lot more energy than they wouldn't have. But you need to be a rock climber to know this technique. I've watched it, though. I think that I know the technique. I'm not 100% sure.
You might want to know that before you land on your
All
back.
I know is this. We have 2 weeks of prep time, so I think I may go to the gym once or twice.
Boom.
Yeah. Build up some upper body strength. And you know what? I'm here to surprise some people on this course. Sure, a lot of these people train year-long from year to year. I think 2 weeks is ample time to get in decent shape for this course.
American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that amongst the people on this show, Guillermo would do the best on that.
I'm not sure about that.
No, upper
I'm not
body
sure
strength
about
is kind of important, and I'm not too strong. This is a surprising thing. Chris thinks he's great at everything. He said he's going to do terrible at this course.
I mean, I could maybe do the first 2 parts. Like, you get to the part where, like, you're lifting the bar up.
I think Chris and I are at a severe disadvantage.
Yes, a lot of weight to carry.
Just carrying weight.
How would I do on this course? Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
What is it, an obstacle course?
It's an American Ninja
You're
Warrior
bouncing
course.
off big rubber balls or
kind
what?
of, yeah.
No, that's another show. That's Wipeout. That was a great show, too.
Okay.
Remember John Anderson did that show with, what's the other guy? John Henson, I think, or something? That he had, like, that weird, like, white patch in his hair, like, right on the side. And then eventually he dyed it. But for a while he didn't dye it, and you're like, what the hell's going on with your hair? Just in that one.
It was a birthmark.
Just in that one spot, though. It was kind of strange. Wipeout was such a good show. Oh, my God. I wish I could do Wipeout. I remember seeing, like, online, I'd look for like satellite images where they found like the Wipeout course. There was 2. There was one in like Argentina, and then there was one in like California. Could you imagine Wipeout doing that live? It's so fun. The big balls that you would go. The thing is, I always wondered, how did people not get seriously injured on Wipeout? Because they had walls of like punching, like boxing gloves that would just come out and like deck people right in the face. How were there not more concussions on Wipeout? And then there was people where their legs would like bend back and they'd highlight it, and their back of their feet would touch the back of their head. And I'm like, how are these people still walking? And sure enough, there they go. Next round, $50,000 prize or whatever it was. I remember their strategy to this. If you guys are going to do it, you should study the courses. Wipeout was like a more fun version of Ninja Warrior where any, Tom, Dick, and Harry could participate and win. Ninja Warrior, very different. You have to be an athlete for Ninja Warrior.
How tall is that wall at the finish line of American Ninja Warrior?
You're saying the warped wall it's called?
Yeah.
I think it's like 11 or 12 feet. The key to that,
none of us are getting up that, by the way.
No, you can. The key to that, you just got to keep moving. You just got to keep the legs moving like a choo-choo train.
You're exhausted, like a choo-choo.
Yeah. Just and then you leap up. Now you got to pull yourself up. That's the hard part.
Right.
But just keep your legs moving and you should be okay. I feel like we're not going to be under the same restrictions as normal competitors, though. Because normal competitors, I think, only get 3 attempts at it. I think we could get a couple extra attempts, but you're going to get tired.
I've got Roy being good at this. He's lanky, not a lot of weight to carry. I can see Roy being the
might
best
be
of
good
all
at
of
this.
us.
Yeah, lean.
No, but Roy's put on some
Live.
baby weight recently. Yeah. He had a baby and he's been eating like comfort Doritos and stuff.
Yeah, but now he weighs like a normal weight as opposed to before.
His body is not
guys.
metabolizing it the way that it used to. I mean, Roy is a real fat ass.
It's all over, Dan.
I know.
It is.
I know. He's been eating like this for 10, 15
Old
years.
guard.
Yeah.
I mean, married and a kid. I am watching a crash course on the course itself on YouTube. We're going to get hurt.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
The moving bar, man. We're going to get hurt.
The one where you have to hop with the bar in your hand?
No,
we can do that.
You can.
No, it can be done. It can be done.
No chance.
Yeah. You just got to swing into it. You just swing.
I'll tell you what, I'll succeed if American Ninja Warriors just ask me to touch my toes. And then I'll be like, yeah.
I can't even do that.
We need to do this now, though, right? Like, Is this something that, Allison, how real is this? Or is this just another one of these stupid things that we talk about and then never do? What needs to be promised from our show in terms of commitment in order to get our show to be able to do that obstacle course and have someone videotape it?
Well, we can have a film crew out, which I love this idea so much.
It is. It's funny.
So I will talk to the guy and find out what he needs and see if we can do it. But I love the idea of you guys doing this.
When is
so
this, though?
much.
It's not
Next
this week?
Friday and Saturday. I don't know when you guys could do the course, but they're taping next Friday and Saturday at Bayfront Park.
Let me be clear. None of us can do the course.
Oh, no. It's going to be hugely embarrassing to all of us. If anyone gets past 1 or 2 rounds, I think it would be a success.
They should have like a kid's version of the course for us to try, where you have to jump over a little plastic toy or something.
We'll all be able to do the first part. We have to like hop from side to side, and we'll all feel good about ourselves.
No, I disagree. We will lose half our contingent on the very first thing.
Guys, you can't go into it with this attitude or you've already lost. You can't let the course defeat you. You need to defeat the course. Go into it and say, you know what? I can beat all these obstacles.
That course is going to kill me,
man. Yeah. Well, you know who's going to conquer it, though? Amin for sure.
Oh, yeah. Jeez,
it's going to be crazy how good Amin is at it.
Amin last night was telling me, unless nobody cheats, I know this course. I know how it works. I watch it with my parents. I already know. I'm so good at this. Yeah. I was like, you got to bring your parents to Florida so they can watch you all day.
He watches this with his parents.
Yeah. In all caps, I love this show.
Okay. Well, who else are we getting down here?
Well, Dominique, I think, is going to be here.
All caps. I think he'll do it.
Yeah, Dominique will be good at that.
Right? Of course he will. He's a professional athlete. Of
course.
And he's young.
He has the most to lose in all of this stuff. In the races and this, he has the most to lose because everyone thinks he's going to be great at everything.
Cody, me have the most to lose in, like, our life. Like, just our life.
Yeah.
Cody breaks his hip. Now where are we? Liability issues, lawsuits.
I'll sign a waiver.
30 for 30 on the ninja course that ruined the show.
God,
but I've done obstacle courses before, so I'm experienced in stuff like this.
Stugotz is looking at the moving bars. Yes, all of these things are very hard.
I'm going to rewind for a second. Just imagine me, you, or Greg Cote doing this. Hold on.
Trying to climb. Yes, it's ridiculous. It's trying to make your way through push-ups and your arms across, a bunch of blocks.
When you think about it, it's ridiculous. You could just walk right next to the course and still get from point A to point B. You don't need to do all these things. That's why I don't understand this whole, what's it called? The thing that they jump, parkour. What's the point of that? I could just walk up the stairs. Why do I have to bounce off my head down 3 steps to go around places?
Oh, it looks so cool, though. That was the best start to a James Bond movie ever.
It did. What, it was like 9 minutes, right?
It was all a 9-minute parkour chase.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Was it the best start to a James Bond movie ever? Because I think he might be right. We've talked about this before. Best 5 minutes of a movie? Best 5 minutes of a movie.
Best first 5 minutes
Has
of a
to
movie.
be the start.
Yeah, first 5 minutes of a movie. I'm
Saving
sorry.
Private Ryan.
I think you and I know. I think Dan and I are in complete agreement on this. It is cliffhanger.
I am surprised by how in agreement I am with Stugotz on that. The first 5 minutes of cliffhanger got me with Sylvester Stallone. It fell apart after that, but Stallone made 5 minutes a good movie there.
It's a hell of a hand for this game.
Yeah, who can do better? I enjoyed, what was that movie I saw the other day, the documentary, Return of Mr. Baker?
Beware of Mr. Baker.
Beware of Mr. Baker. Is that a fine?
Yeah.
No.
Beware of Mr. Baker.
That is one of the best.
The first minute of that was great. Is this old, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's just an old rebellious rocker who learned how to play the drums because of bombs going off during the World War and became the greatest drummer any of us have ever seen. And was also a crazy person. He does something in the first minute of the movie that's a little startling.
It's a documentary on Ginger Baker, the drummer from Cream, widely regarded as maybe the best drummer of his time.
Yeah.
And the documentary gets you in the first 60 seconds.
Wow, okay. What's it called? I'm going to make a note of that.
Beware of Mr. Baker.
Okay.
My arms are tired just looking at pictures from this American Ninja Warrior course.
Yeah. Oh, we've got no chance, Chris. No chance. Like, it's going to be embarrassment. We're all going to fall into the water, and maybe Dominique makes it 2 or 3, because Dominique's not going to finish it either. Don't get that confused. Professional athlete or not.
Got to tell you that the upper body stuff doesn't bother me as much as the initial start where you have to sort of like jump from wall to wall.
No, that's easy. That's easy. And some people do like a 2-footed thing. Like you could just go, as long as you don't stop. That's where you get in trouble is if you stop. You just got to keep moving. I'm telling you, as long as you keep moving and you believe that you can complete these obstacles, you have a better chance. And you're going, I can breathe this out. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
you can do it. It's just stage 1 in qualifying. That's the easiest phase of all of these things.
In junior high school, I was expert on the monkey bars. I would fly across those monkey bars quicker than anyone. So I think I have an aptitude. And then when I was in the Marines, we did obstacle courses all the time. Oorah.
That's all you need. You just need to be good at the monkey bars. That's what this is. These are just different variations of monkey bars. They're just dressed up monkey bars. You can do it very easily.
Cody Ove always thinks he's better at things than he actually is. He is 50 years removed, maybe more, half a century removed from monkey bars,
right?
Or having done it. Mike, can you get that Cody song that makes all of us laugh that we can't play enough? That Fake Lord, because Cody thought he could kick 50-yard field goals because once upon a time. No, you have not.
I have. I got witnesses.
I wasn't one of them. I was there.
No, but I can produce a witness.
Haven't you said also though that you can make like contact off of Clayton Kershaw? Like, don't you have a bunch
contact?
No, I mean
not a hit. Unless I luck out. Maybe a Texas leaguer into shallow right.
Oh, I think he can make contact.
He thinks that if we went right now to a Major League Park and threw him BP, he'd hit a home run. He genuinely thinks that.
I do.
So anyways, the last time we did this, we went out for 50-yard field goals. Cody missed a bunch of extra points and tore his quad. It's one of the things our show has actually tried to achieve and gotten close to achieving. Stugotz went out there with Cody, saw him get injured, spent the rest of the day in the training room with him.
It was great. We had a fun, I think it was like late morning, but Chris Carter was out there. CC was out there and just from a distance was standing on the sideline heckling Greg Cote. Yeah. It was so delightful.
And they had like this school, St. Thomas Aquinas, a bunch of show-offs. They had like 5 or 6 place kickers out there who were all booming like 60-yard
Yes, of course. And you realize that you can't kick 50-yarders. But
I was injured.
They've invited us to do this American Ninja Warrior course. It looks like we're going to try to do it, even though we're a flying saucer of BS and a marching band to nowhere. And now Amin wants in on this. Amin says he watches with his parents. And he's mastered the course. It's his home course. So go ahead, Amin. Are you going to be in town? Are you going to be in town to do this?
Yeah, I think so. I think Allison said that would be around the 13th, and I'm supposed to be in town on the 13th for the show.
But if you weren't supposed to be in town, would you still fly into town to do it?
Yeah, well, why are you saying you're good at this? I mean, it's nonsense. You're gonna be terrible.
Well, no. First of all, I'm not going to be terrible.
Well, you can't even run.
Everyone knows. I'm not. Look, that was me coming off of an overnight flight, wearing a hoodie and not knowing where the finish line was, and having pedestrians and having people pushing children with strollers, and meanwhile, people like Guillermo just don't care about the public. He just steamrolls everybody. I'm over there dodging poor young mothers and all that. No, I'm sorry. This is different. This is going to be on a course, no distractions, no babies, no strollers, clear finish line, clear goals. That's where I excel. I like it when it's here we are, the rules are set, and let's go. And let me tell you something, Dan. You guys think that Dominique is going to be great at this. Look, this course is as much a mental course as it is a physical course. And I believe me watching this show for years, and I'm not just talking about American Ninja Warrior.
It's March, and that means one thing. Basketball, basketball, basketball. Did you know that college players who wear a number 1 jersey dunk the most? Or that juniors block the most shots per minute? Or that teams with cat mascots have caused the most upsets? The NCAA is using Google Cloud to turn more than 60 years of data into insights and answers. Now, you and your business can do the same. Know what your data knows. See how at g.co/March Madness. Google Cloud, the official cloud of the NCAA.